All right, buckle up, everyone, because today we're taking a deep dive into a future that's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but it's actually closer than you think.
Oh, absolutely. This isn't some far-off fantasy.
They're talking about AI taking Hollywood by storm.
That's right. And we've got a fascinating article here called The Future of Film and TV in the AGI Era.
And believe me, this article doesn't hold back on the mind-blowing predictions.
It really does make you question what the world of movies and TV will even look like in a few years, maybe even sooner.
I mean, think about it. We're already seeing AI creeping into all sorts of industries.
Right. And the entertainment industry is definitely not immune. In fact, it's ripe for disruption.
And one of the biggest players jumping on the AI bandwagon is Lionsgate.
Lionsgate, the studio behind huge hits like The Hunger Games and John Wick.
The one and only.
Yeah.
And they're not just dipping their toes in the water, they're diving in headfirst.
Oh, so what are they doing?
They've partnered with Runway, an AI content creation company, and get this, they're feeding Runway their entire film and TV library.
Their entire library. That's got to be thousands of titles.
Over 20,000, to be exact. Imagine all that data scripts, footage, special effects, music, all being poured into this giant AI brain.
It's like giving an AI the ultimate crash course in filmmaking. What's the goal here, though? To have AI actually direct movies.
Not quite. At least not yet. The idea is to create these super powerful AI tools that filmmakers can use to enhance their work.
Oh, interesting. So it's more about augmenting human creativity, not replacing it.
Exactly. It's about giving directors and editors new ways to tell stories, create stunning visuals, and maybe even push the boundaries of what's possible in film.
I can see how that would be appealing. Can you give me some examples? How would these AI tools actually work in practice?
Well, imagine you're a director and you want to change the setting of a scene. Instead of scouting locations, building sets, spending a ton of time and money, you just describe the setting to the AI.
And the AI just generates it for you.
Pretty much. It can seamlessly integrate that new background into the existing footage, making it look completely natural.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But how realistic is this AI-generated video? I mean, I've seen some of those deepfake videos online, and they can be a bit creepy.
That's a great point. While the technology is advancing rapidly, there are definitely still some limitations when it comes to creating truly believable video.
What are the biggest challenges?
One of the toughest things for AI to master is generating realistic human faces. It's not just about rendering the features, it's about capturing those subtle expressions, the micro movements that convey genuine emotion.
Ah, I see. It's those subtle things that really bring a character to life. AI is still struggling with those nuances then.
Exactly. And when you scale that up to complex action sequences, making sure everything looks consistent and seamless across all those frames, it becomes even more challenging.
So we're not going to be seeing an entirely AI-directed movie anytime soon.
Maybe not next week, but who knows what the future holds. I mean, this article delves into some truly mind-bending possibilities like personalized entertainment.
Personalized entertainment, what does that even mean?
Imagine watching a movie where you get to choose what happens next. It's like those choose-your-own-adventure books, but on a whole other level.
So I could actually influence the plot of the movie. That's a really interesting concept.
And the technology that could power this kind of interactivity might not even require full-blown artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
Really? So we might not have to wait decades for this to become a reality.
Exactly. Specialized AI, which is already being used in so many applications, could potentially create these personalized movie experiences. And it wouldn't just be about choosing plot points. The AI could tailor things like pacing, the music, even the visual style of the film, all based on your individual preferences.
So it'd be like having a movie made just for you, catered to your specific tastes.
Exactly. Think about how Netflix recommends shows based on your viewing history.
Right.
Well, now imagine that same AI power being used to create the movie itself.
Okay, that's pretty wild. But if we're talking about AI shaping our entertainment, shouldn't we also be asking who's shaping the AI?
Absolutely. It's a critical question. And it leads us to another fascinating aspect of this whole AI in Hollywood thing.
What's that?
AI is already being used by studios for behind-the-scenes tasks like data analysis and prediction. The article talks about how Warner Bros. Is using AI to analyze past films,
To do what?
to figure out which projects are most likely to be box office hits. It's like having a crystal ball that can predict the future of cinema.
So we're talking about AI having a hand in deciding which movies get made in the first place.
That's right. And that raises some really important questions, like what happens to those unique, offbeat films that might not fit the AI's formula for success?
Yeah, and what about the ethical implications? Who's responsible if an AI makes a decision that has negative consequences?
These are all things we need to think about as AI becomes more and more integrated into the entertainment industry.
Especially when you consider the potential for AI to blur the lines between reality and fabrication.
You're talking about deepfakes and that whole can of worms.
Exactly. As AI gets better at creating realistic video, it also raises some serious questions about what's real and what's fake.
And what happens when we can no longer trust what we see with our own eyes?
It's a chilling thought. Imagine a world where you can't tell if that video of a politician giving a controversial speech is genuine or a carefully crafted deepfake.
Or what if you see a news report of a major event, but it turns out to be entirely AI generated?
It really makes you question the nature of truth itself. And if we can't even agree on what's real, how can we possibly have meaningful conversations about anything?
This is definitely some heavy stuff we're getting into, but I think it's incredibly important to have these conversations now.
I agree. Before this technology gets so advanced that it's out of our control.
We've covered a lot of ground already, and I feel like we're just scratching the surface of this whole AI and Hollywood thing. There's so much more to explore.
There really is. And it's only going to get more complex and more fascinating as time goes on.
But I'm glad we're on this journey together, because this stuff is truly mind-blowing. And a little bit terrifying, if I'm being honest.
I hear you on that. But it's also incredibly exciting. We're living in a time where the boundaries of what's possible are being redefined almost daily.
And that's what makes this deep dive so fascinating. We're not just talking about the future of entertainment, we're talking about the future of our relationship with technology and how it's going to shape our world in profound ways.
Absolutely. And I think it's safe to say that we're only just beginning to understand the full implications of this AI revolution.
One thing's for sure, though, this is going to be a wild ride, and we'll be here to navigate it with you every step of the way.
It really makes you think about the actors themselves, though, right?
What do you mean?
Well, if AI can create such realistic video, what's stopping it from recreating actors?
You mean like bringing back actors who have passed away?
Exactly. We could see brand new performances from icons like Humphrey Bogart or Marilyn Monroe.
Wow, it's like something out of a science fiction film. Are we really talking about digitally resurrecting actors?
It might sound far-fetched, but the technology is moving in that direction, and fast. We already see digital characters in movies and TV, some so lifelike, it's hard to tell they're not real.
It's true, but it makes you wonder about the implications for actors today. If you can digitally recreate anyone, do we even need human actors anymore?
It's a question a lot of people are asking. Some experts think AI could eventually replace human actors, at least for certain roles.
I can see that happening for background characters or maybe stunt doubles, but can AI really capture the essence of a great performance?
That's the debate, isn't it? Can AI truly replicate the raw emotion, the subtle nuances that a human actor brings to a role? Some argue that those are the things that AI will never be able to fully capture.
It's fascinating to think about. On the one hand, imagine the possibilities. You could have your favorite actor, even one who's gone, back on screen.
And think about voice acting, too. AI could create voices in any language, even invent entirely new ones.
So we could have movies with characters speaking in ancient languages or even alien languages. That would be incredible.
It's definitely possible. AI could even be used for real-time dubbing and subtitling, making films instantly accessible to a global audience.
Now that you mention accessibility, it's clear there are some powerful, positive applications for this technology.
Absolutely. But as with anything, there's another side to consider. If AI becomes too dominant in the entertainment industry, could it stifle diversity and originality?
What do you mean?
Imagine studios relying so much on AI for decisions that they only greenlight projects that fit a specific formula or only cater to a narrow demographic.
So instead of expanding creativity, it actually limits it.
Exactly. We could end up with a very homogenized entertainment landscape with less room for unique voices and perspectives.
That would be a real shame. Seems like finding the right balance is key.
I think so. Using AI as a tool to empower filmmakers and storytellers, not replace them entirely.
So where do we as viewers fit into all this? We talked about staying informed, but how can we help shape this future?
We need to be mindful of the content we choose. We can actively support films and TV shows that push boundaries, tell diverse stories, and showcase human creativity.
We need to demand transparency from the industry, too. We have a right to know how AI is being used in the entertainment we consume.
I completely agree. Being a conscious consumer is important, not just passively absorbing what's given to us.
It's about recognizing the power we have as viewers. Our choices, our preferences, our demands, all of that influences the entertainment landscape.
Precisely. We have a voice in this, and it's important to use it.
This has been an incredible deep dive so far. We've talked about AI tools for filmmakers, personalized entertainment, and the ethical concerns we need to be aware of.
And we've only just scratched the surface. This world of AI and entertainment is constantly evolving, and we'll keep exploring it.
It's amazing to think how far we've come with film and TV, from those early silent films to the CGI-filled blockbusters of today, and now AI is poised to take things to a whole new level.
It really is a remarkable evolution, and the pace of change just keeps accelerating.
And with all this talk about AI and its potential impact on Hollywood, the big question that keeps coming back to me is, will AI ultimately enhance or diminish the power of human storytelling?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's like when photography was invented, some painters were worried it would make their art form obsolete.
But that didn't happen, right? Photography didn't kill painting. It became its own art form.
Exactly. And it even influenced new styles of painting. Maybe AI in filmmaking will be less about replacement and more about evolution.
I like that. A new form of storytelling emerges alongside the traditional ones, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And maybe even leading to a fusion of human creativity and AI ingenuity, creating entirely new genres, visual styles, storytelling techniques that we can't even fathom yet.
So it's not just about replacing actors or directors, it's about AI becoming a tool, a collaborator in the creative process.
Think about how AI could be used to make films more accessible to a global audience with instant language translation or those personalized viewing experiences we talked about.
Right. Imagine a world where everyone has access to stories from every culture, tailored to their own preferences. That's pretty powerful stuff. But it also raises the question of what role we, as viewers, want to play in shaping this future.
We can't just be passive consumers. We have a responsibility to engage critically with this technology and think about its implications.
Absolutely. We need to be aware of the potential biases that could be embedded in these AI algorithms and make sure we're not just feeding into echo chambers or reinforcing existing inequalities.
It's about being informed, discerning viewers, and making choices that align with our values.
And recognizing the power we hold collectively. Our viewing choices, our feedback, our demand for transparency, all of that has a real impact on where the industry goes.
It really does. So what can we do to make our voices heard?
Well, we can support filmmakers who are using AI thoughtfully and ethically. We can demand transparency from studios about how they're using AI in their films.
And we can keep having these conversations, exploring these complex issues, and sharing our thoughts and concerns with others.
This has been an incredible deep dive. We've covered so much ground: AI tools for filmmakers, personalized entertainment, the ethical dilemmas. It's been mind-blowing.
It really has. The future of film and TV is going to be shaped by AI, that much is certain, but the exact form it takes is still up in the air.
It's up to all of us, filmmakers, viewers, technology creators, to make sure it's a future we can all be proud of.
I couldn't agree more. It's a collaborative effort.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the world of AI and entertainment. We hope it's given you something to think about.
And we hope you'll keep exploring this fascinating topic with us.
This has been The Deep Dive.